shows how much you love your sister and love your family. I really appreciate. Please stay with your mother and ensure that she eats and take care of her, okay? Let me go and sort the money. I will call my account officer and I will go to the bank and get the money and straight to go and bring your sister back home.
As soon as it was 12 p.m. in the afternoon, there was a message that entered the phone of Mr. Kolawole. The message was from our daughter. Let's find out the kind of message he received in the part 2 of the story. Please stay.
When it was exactly 12 p.m. in the afternoon, Mr. Kolawole received a text message from his daughter's phone number. He checked the phone. The text message carried the details of the location where he would go and get his daughter. As soon as he was done from the banking hall, he collected the 2.5 million naira from the account officer and headed straight to the location. When he got to the location, the daughter's line was no longer reachable. He had to wait for another 3.5 hours before he could reach his daughter. When he was able to reach the daughter, he told the guy that picked that he is already at the location, and in less than 2 minutes, the two guys showed up with his daughter in their hands. The guys were masked and Folakemi blindfolded as well. So the other guy collected the bag from Mr. Kolawole and confirmed that the money was intact, and they released Folakemi to Mr. Kolawole. Mr. Kolawole rushed and dragged Folakemi to the car. On getting home, the people at home were more than happy. The neighbors have come around and also relatives waiting for Mr. Kolawole's return. Everyone was more than happy, even Mrs. Kolawole. She jumped for joy, even though because of the incident she has developed high BP, but she is presently undergoing treatment. Kemi was asked to stay at home and relax for the period of 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, she returned back to school. Ayobami and Reby went back to school as well, and they went to meet the guys that they have hired for the kidnapping. When they got to the guy's place, Joke was also there. Joke, who has called Folakemi initially. So they discussed about how they will share the money. Even though prior to that time, before the business, they've already agreed on a particular sharing formula. But unfortunately, when they got to the place, it became a big argument. Ayobami said, "We have agreed that myself and my brother will collect 2 million naira. Why you guys will share 500,000 naira?" One of the guys said, "Are you serious at all, or is something wrong with you? How can you say that 3 of us will share 500,000 while you and your brothers will collect 2 million? I don't understand. Are we beggars? Are we beggars?" Yemi said, "Keep quiet. Is it your sister that was kidnapped? Are those your parents?" The lady said, "I don't care who they are. The best thing to do now is to share this money equally." Ayobami shouted, "Equally as how? What do you guys even mean? We had an agreement before we started this deal. Why are you causing problem here?" Reby said, "It's like you guys are mad. What do you mean? What kind of nonsense are you saying?" The second guy said, "Ayobami, you are the one who is crazy. You and your brother, you are crazy. You do not do anything at all. You did not work. We did all the work. And here you want to take the larger percentage of the money. What kind of a life are you living? You two are mad. You both are crazy. And so what if your father had brought police, or maybe brought a gun, or even do something bad to us at that point? So what will our parents be saying? So you want to collect the money, right? Because they are your parents. Is that what you are saying? Don't you know that you risk our own lives?" Ayobami said, "I don't care what you guys are thinking of or what you are saying. Just give us our 2 million naira and let us go." So they argued and fought that day without any conclusion, and everyone departed, the money still intact and nobody touched the money. Reby and Ayobami would call the other two guys to ask them about the money sharing, but these guys were not responding to them at all. It became a serious issue. They couldn't report the matter to anyone because they would not want anyone to find out their secret. After waiting for like 2 months, they decided to go and meet those guys in their home. Lady was not around at the moment, so one of the guys said, "Let us wait for her." After like 2 hours, she showed up with two other hefty guys who in turn beat Ayobami and Irebami mercilessly and warned them never to ask for any money and not to call or not to even disturb them about the money again. So that evening, Ayobami and Irebami got back home with multiple injuries on their body and didn't have anyone to talk to. They didn't have money even to go to the hospital, and they could not even call for help. They are there trying to do some first aid treatment for themselves, but the pain was so much. Fortunately or unfortunately for them, that following day, Mr. Kolawole showed up in their school. After the incidents of Folakemi kidnap, Mr. Kolawole has made the resolution in his heart to also pay more attention to his children, and so he came to check on Irebami and Ayobami. Surprisingly, he met his boys in pain. To rush them to the hospital immediately, and he asked them what happened. They said to their father, "We had an accident. It was a bike accident and we didn't have money to go to the hospital. We thought we could manage and treat ourselves at home." Father said, "Are you serious? But you should have called the house now. What kind of a thing is that? This is too much now. You cannot stay at home and treat this kind of injury. You just want to cause more pain for me and your mother. So what about the bike man that took you? Are there no other people involved in this accident?" Ayobami said, Dad, it's actually not an accident, sir." Mr. Kolawole sighed and said, "So what happened? What exactly happened, my son?" "Dad, myself and then we are the one that kidnapped Folakemi. Like we are arranged to kidnap Folakemi." "What? You did what? What kind of a thing are you talking about? Why? What, do you know the trauma that you put me and your mother through, and that innocent girl? Your mom's BP has risen because of that. I lost money. In fact, let's even forget about money. I almost lost your mother in that situation. What are you guys doing? Something. Okay, so if something bad has happened to your sister, what will you be telling me now?" "Sir, we didn't mean it like that. We didn't, sir. It's you and mom that caused it. You and mom, you've not been fair to us. You have been treating us as if we are not your children, as if we are not even part of you. You always give Folakemi preference. You always give her anything that she wants. She has the right to do anything, and you will not query her. We have not been happy about it. Even when we call mommy for money or anything, mommy will just ignore us. Nobody is responding to us. You have pushed us to mommy, and mommy is just pushing us away." So we agreed with three of our friends to kidnap Folakemi. The guys that kidnapped her, and then the lady that called her. But unfortunately, they did not want to give us our share of the whole money, and eventually they now brought out to beat us up and threaten us never to ask them for the money again. "Daddy, we are sorry. We regretted our action. We regretted everything that we have done. We are sorry, sir, and such will not happen again." You mean you guys are the one that planned your sister's kidnap? Oh my God. How has things gone this bad? It is you and mom that caused this whole thing. You have been unfair to us. You have been unfair to us. Mr. Kolawole opens his mouth in surprise and couldn't close it. My world is crumbling right before my eyes. Right before my eyes. What kind of a father I am? Children, I am sorry. Guys, I promise to change. Yes, we have our own bad times. I know we are being unfair to you. I know. Of you and Folakemi, you are my children. You are my biological children, and nothing will change that fact. Ayobami said, Dad, we are the one that should apologize to you. We are sorry, but Dad, please, I would like to beg for one thing. Please don't tell mommy about this. Else she will just hate us for life. She will hate us the more. No, I won't tell her. I won't tell her. The only thing I will do is that I will encourage her to change her attitude towards two of you. And I promise that she will change and I will also adjust. I am so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. I apologize. I am so sorry. So after their treatment in the hospital, he gave them some money and then took them back to their hostel. So after that day, they will call their dad as many times as they want and they will ask for whatever they need and their dad will always supply. Even though their daddy also will call them every day to check up on them, and the same thing he also does to Folakemi in her own school. After they finished their academics in their school, they came out with good grades, the two of them. And on the day of their convocation, everyone was around, their mom and their sister and their dad, and also friends and families came around to celebrate this too. Temi, on the other hand, has not been doing well in the school. The school wrote to her and to her parents that she has just one semester to brace up in her performances, else she will be advised to withdraw from the school. Folakemi could not cope. After her father received the mail from the school, he tried to encourage her, but it was almost too late because she has failed so much in the past semesters that one semester was not enough to jack her up at all. It was not enough to correct her wrongs. She had to drop out of school. Her mother became sad and terrible. She regretted her actions by the way of the things that she did in the past. She immediately started planning for another private school in order for her not to start from the beginning. But unknowingly to her, Folakemi has already taken in. She is already pregnant. It was first a fever and later she started throwing up. She took her to the hospital only for her to discover that her only daughter is pregnant for a school dropout like her. Mrs. Kolawole shouted, "You have ruined my life, you this girl. You have destroyed my home." Mrs. Kolawole cried so much. Nobody to pet her. So disappointed in her wife and even in their only daughter. He said, "I have done everything humanly possible to make life comfortable for you, Folakemi. So this is what you will do in return. You have brought shame and disgrace to this family." Broke out in silence and spoke to his wife. He said, "You, the one that you are giving preference to, has brought shame to us. This is not the right way. I blame myself for leaving them in your hands alone. You despise our own brothers, and eventually it has brought a terrible thing to this family. You didn't allow this girl to learn when she's supposed to learn. You didn't allow her to go through the stages of life and step by step that she needs to go through. I wish you know the implication of your actions over our sons too. They became the enemy of their own sister. They are the one who planned the kidnapping that happened." "Ah," she cried. "Woman, don't cry. Don't cry at all. It is not now that you should cry. We would have lost the two children. We would have even lost our daughter, or something terrible would have happened to us, if not that we received mercy. You got the whole thing messed up because of your terrible attitude towards them." "Ah," Mrs. Kolawole cried and cried. She cried so much that no one to pet her. Eventually, her husband said, "He will take care of Folakemi and the pregnancy. So when she put to bed, she will go and start all over again. I hope she also learn her lessons too."
Ayobami and Irebami, and they both promised to take care of their sister and take care of the family. So their dad became proud of them, even though Mrs. Kolawole tried to also apologize to the two of them, and they said they have heard and they apologized for the trouble they have put their parents into, and everyone became happy. So, after Folakemi went through the period of the pregnancy, she was able to put to bed and the baby and the mother are fine. So, after she waited for the period of 6 months, her mother collected the child and also helped her to get admission into another private school in which she started all over again from the 100 level. Do you think Mrs. Kolawole has done well at all? Do you even blame Folakemi for her actions? Can we say she's at fault? Do you think Mr. Kolawole also did well as a father in the home? Do you also blame the two boys, Ayobami Irebami, for what they did? Let me know in the comment section whatever you have to say concerning this story. The Bible says in the book of Proverbs chapter 22 verse 6, train up your child in the way he should go, so that when he is grown, he will not depart from it. Thank you so much for listening and watching my YouTube channel. I appreciate all my subscribers and those that will still subscribe. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me. Kindly please like, share and comment, and also subscribe if you have not done so. And also stay tuned for more impactful stories. This is African Story by Temi. Thank you. Bye.